Hello guys, welcome back and this is the King's Lounge. On today's episode of the King's Lounge, we want to talk about how do you make strategic connections. You are a young person still in campus or you are transiting from high school into campus and you want to make it in life because they usually say someone has to hold your hand from one step to the next step. How do you get people to hold your hands? What attracts you to them and what will attract them to you? What will basically keep you around the table? I'm joined by former PUSA President Honorable Allan Ochieng on this conversation. So before we dive in, come to the show. Have you graduated from campus?
You guys know me. You guys know me. I think that the last interview we did, I was just getting out of office.
Yeah, the legacy of Odingo.
Yes. I think it was the last week of me finishing up, almost handing over power.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's nice to be back here again and seeing you guys are doing a great work, man. So congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm Allan Ochieng. I think most of the people know me. Former president Pwani University, current COO TGaming. Yeah. Na bado sija graduate. But niko kwa list.
Nitaenda confirm.
Niko kwa list. Yeah.
Before we go, by the way, tell us about TGaming.
Yeah, so TGaming is an esports platform that gives youth an opportunity to make money through video games. So yes, PS basically. So sports is general. There's football, hockey, and every other thing. But then right now, esports is not new. But right now is when people are getting into it, like seriously getting into it. Yeah. So we are also trying to enlighten the generation, the parents. You remember back then when you used to play, warange kwambia oya unafanya
endo usome.
But
walikuwa wanaona ni kitu ya wase wabaya.
Exactly. But sasa tunajaribu kutoa hiyo aspect because tuko na wase wa esports who are getting into esports professionally. Yeah. So Tuntigi is all about expanding the esports across Kenya, Africa, the whole world generally.
Oh. Yeah. Basically, now that brings us to the conversation of today. How does one make strategic networks? You are in campus in third year. You managed to get to become the president. Obviously, you needed some funds. Now, as a student, we tend to assume that a student does not have all that fund to fund himself. Yeah. Let's begin. When you wanted presidency, how did you approach people and get them to support you for the seat of the president?
Me getting into president, actually, I was supposed by two people. First was my friends, and secondly was my mom. I know we all know him or know her, Mama Bendera. Yeah. She didn't support me in terms of financial gains, but she supported me in terms of housing and all that. But if you're stories of pesa, that was all me and my friends. Yeah, so friends, we tutongelelea hapo mbele, but friends are your first connection.
They're your first connection.
Friends are your first connection.
Basically, how do you know that this friend is beneficial to me? Huyu naweza kaa na yeye nimweke kwa circle yangu and this one I have to get rid of. What do you look for in friends while in campus?
Basically just people whom you relate with well, people whom you share with a common goal. We have those friends who are toxic, and then we have those friends who are will always be there for you. I had a friend, and shout out to him. I have a friend who is known as Collins Wasta. Maybe some of you know him.
Yeah. So
while I was vying for presidency, a lot of my friends came through. But Wasta one day came to me and told me, "Yo, guys, mimi I don't have much, but wewe kama kuna kitu nataka, let me know. Right now I have 7,000, na 7K nitakupea, usinirudishie." And he gave me 7K, and I used 7K for my campaigns, and we're still friends up today. So kuna friends who are, you look for friends whom you share a common goal, friends who will be there for you when all is well and when nothing is also well.
So let's get out of the circle of young people. You are approaching these successful people, businessmen, CEOs, politicians. How does one approach them? What is the first conversation? How do you strike a conversation with them?
First before you approach someone, let's say our wakubwa, you need to research about them.
Yeah.
Know about this person. You can't go You can't go right now to talk to Sonko if you don't know anything about Sonko.
Yeah.
What are you going to tell him? So you need to research every single, not every single detail, but you need to at least have something about Sonko that you know, a knowledge about Sonko. So you research about Sonko. What does Sonko know? How do you research with whomever you're going to meet? These people, you need to at least know something about them. Secondly, while you people are talking, your communication needs to be straight.
Yeah.
Be clear and precise to the point. Tell this person, outline to him your objectives, your goal, whatever you tend to achieve, whatever you want. Be straight to the point. Wacha stories za familia or nini zi hapana. Go straight to the point. Tell this person whatever the reason as to umemtafuta.
Yeah.
And then thirdly, patience. You know, you have to be patient. Getting these people is not always easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And them replying you back is never
Easy.
that's now the next hard task. Them now replying back to you kwambia oh yeah we talked nini, it's never it. So you need to be patient. Once you've reached, let's say you've reached out, one of the connects I made, I tell you, Movali,
Yeah.
I had to text, call for like 6-8 months with no reply.
months.
With no reply.
Never giving up.
Never giving up. 6 months. 6 months texting, being blue ticked. 6 months texting, being gray ticked, calling, no reply.
So actually, the guy turned out because of the consistency of you following up day in, day out.
Then someday just reached out and said, yo, apologies man, I've been busy, but I've been seeing your text, so can we link up? And that's it. That's how we linked up, and that's how we got to talk, tukajuana, and then, as they say, the rest is history. So you have to be patient. You have to be patient, but you have to be patient and pushing, but you have to know you have to know the boundaries.
There is this question of being strategic and being relational in relation to mentors and successful people, or even when making connections.
Yeah.
Because basically, young people tend to think that connection is all about meeting a governor, a president, or someone who is very successful. But it can even be that ule mama mboga pale ndio anaweza kuwa network yako to the next person.
Yes.
So between being strategic while approaching these people and being relational, which one will you advocate more for someone to do?
It starts by you being strategic. You can't have a relationship with someone whom you haven't related with. You must be strategic first of all. Once you guys have gotten into a deeper conversation, mmeanza kuongea, you are now connecting well, then now you can bring the relation part of it. But it starts by you being strategic.
Now you find that there are these great men, like there are these people who have that network.
Yeah.
Then they themselves pick a young person and they decide
Yeah.
to walk the journey of the young person. What usually attracts these people to such a young person? Instead of the young person going to look for the person is now looking for the young person.
Funny thing, these great people, they also look for connections. That's the funny thing. They also look for connection. They also network. Connection and networking doesn't end when you become great.
Yeah.
These great people look for connections in the younger people.
Yeah.
Ask me how. For future benefits. It's more of investment. I look for you. I've seen something in Derek Mavali. Derek Mavali is a great journalist. I see him and I see like he has a great future. His future is bright. I'll look for Derek. I'll connect with Derek. More of investing in Derek for my future benefit hapo mbele. Because I know that at some point hapo mbele I'll not be there. My kids will be there. My families will be there. They need someone to interact with. Or I'll need a business to continue running in the future. So first thing is networking opportunities. These great people also look for networking opportunities. Next thing is the enthusiasm and the energy of young people. While you are fresh from campus, obviously you are energized. You are ready to work. These great people, most of them, they look for people to work for them. They want people who are they look at you and they see this kid umsi anaweza nifanyia kazi vizuri. They go for that. The other thing is technological savvy. The world continues to evolve. And education that was there 20, 30 years ago, it's not the same education right now. technology that was there 20, 30, 40 years ago is not the same technology right now.
Yeah.
So most of these great people, some of them are in the technological field, some are not, but the young guys who have this technical know-how, they'll definitely look for them. So those are some of the things that make these people look for younger people. The other thing is self-gratification. I'm great. I just like helping young people.
Yeah.
I just like being a
Supporting
mentor,
them,
supporting my young people.
teaching them what
Yes,
I've learned.
it makes me feel complete.
Yeah.
So some of these people look for these young people to mentor and help because it's self-satisfaction to them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it does someone has to have to wait till they complete campus, then they start making the connection? Because basically if you're taking campus, you may be in campus and you have only 2 classes a week or 3 classes a week, so the entire week you are free. So some people say, oh manze acha mimi nimalize shule, then I'll start making the connections later, while there are those who will now start in campus.
Well, you know, a lot of things depend on luck. There's that person who will look for connections from campus from first year, fourth year na akose. Alafu kuna ule msee who will just graduate today, meet with someone on that graduation day and get a job the next week.
Yeah.
So the first thing is luck, but what I'll advise is for connections, it takes time and effort. Aside from the luck, it takes time and effort. It's something that you build gradually. It's something that you just don't wake up and find, except if you are lucky. But if you're not, you have to build it. You have to start early. You have to consistently looking for people, interacting with people, communicating with these people, attending events, social events, building your social media pages, your LinkedIn profiles. It's a gradual process that takes time.
Yeah. Maybe let's dive into this. You're already meeting the great person, or you have looked for the person for a long time. He has agreed to meet you, or someone now introduces you at the table. Let's say, for example, you take me to a table that I was not in that table.
Yeah.
But now you say, oh, this guy Manze, I like what he's doing, and I know his vision or his dedication can make greatness in this field. So you may not be able to speak for me. So you decide, let me bring this young person on this table. What should I avoid as a young person who is now coming to a table and I'm trying to make networks in the same table?
First thing is avoid asking for too much too soon. I have friends and I have people whom I have connected, whom I have pushed to get people, but 1 week later they're dropped.
Yeah.
And one thing that we don't know, or we as youth don't know, or generally people don't know, is that these great people, they don't like being asked for money or being asked for help. Where you go to a table and from the word go, you start by naomba msaada. I'm looking for 10K. I'm looking for 50, 30K, 5K, 100. Oh, my mother. Oh, I haven't eaten.
They don't want to listen to your problem.
Yes, they don't want to listen to your problem. These people want to hear what is it you can't do to them. How can you help me? That's how it starts from there. When you go to a table with a great person, it's more of what can you offer to them. I've been in table with people, and not even with people. Even my boss is right now, who is our CEO. I'm always with him, and there are people who are greater than him. And when you go to them, he always tells me that we are going to work for this guy for free. We are going to tell him.
Basically, people don't like working for free.
Yes,
that's a fact.
He tells me we are going to tell this guy we will do for you your work. That's what these people like to hear. I'll do for you your work. Not generally for free, but you tell him I'll do for you. You offer him
the service,
a solution. The next thing is don't be too aggressive. Don't be too personal. Where
it's all about you.
It's all about you. You are talking about your achievements, whatever you've done. You just graduated. You are president in campus. People know you. You did this. You did that. Nobody wants to hear about that.
Sometimes just speak about them.
Yeah, two things. avoid asking too much and avoid over speaking about yourself. Yeah.
Speak less, listen more.
Speak less, listen. Exactly. You got it right.
Now, where does one start? Okay, basically, this question you already answered, whereby you said it starts with your friends.
Yeah.
From the people you are with, those are the people you'll build you. Now, is there a thing which the network should be aligned to, or you can, because someone will tell you'll meet someone today, someone will meet me then tell me, Derek, can you take me to Mbeyu? And I'm like, okay, I'm taking you to Mbeyu. Why? Then I just want to speak to Mbeyu. Then you're like, okay, so how does that align?
Yeah.
So basically, the question is there something that someone should find out first? In that, even when you meet this person, if you offer something, it is something that is, number one, it is open, and if the person looks, yeah, this is an idea that can generate something.
Yeah.
Or should just someone go and look for the person, then the person will mentor him in whichever field the
No.
person chooses.
You don't just go to look for someone without knowing what you are going to do. You can't go to, let's say, for example, His Excellency the Governor Mung'aro. You can't go to the governor kwenda kumwambia naweza fundisha watoto wako. You need to know what is it that you are looking for. It must be aligned, just to say. Your network must be aligned. Others will come along the line that you didn't even want, but it starts by you aligning yourself to whatever it is that you want. Network zingine, connections zingine will come along the line, but it starts by you knowing if I'm going to approach Mbeyu, Mheshimiwa Mbeyu, ni nini naenda kumuuliza. Zingine will come, you don't even know how they came and you don't even know what to do with them, but that's what we call good problems. There are good problems where now you have very many connections, you don't know what to do with it, but it started by you aligning yourself to, I'm going to Mheshimiwa Mbeyu, this is what I'm going to tell her, and this is what I want. Yeah. Exactly.
Most people wanasemanga, hey, na hii uchumi nifanye tu kitu free, because they don't feel it like, hey, I need money for rent, I need money for free. Then mtu ananiambia end of hali tufanye for free. I go take the governor picture nimtumie tu picture naweza mcharge.
Yeah.
So is it advisable? Will you advise someone to usually just offer the service?
No, you need to know your limits. You need to know, sometimes one of the ways of building connections is volunteer work, which is one of the ways. In the current company, Tuntigi, I worked for, I think, two months without receiving my first salary, but I was working. Then my salary came later. But you need to know your limits. You need to know where to push and where not to push, because there are some abilities or there are some things that you know that shouldn't just go for free.
Yeah.
Like, let's say, things like talent, things like photography, videography, camera. There are some that you can do for free. You can just say, okay, Mheshimiwa, nimeamua kupromote, just give me for free. But you need to know your limits so that you also don't end up pushing yourself too hard and gaining nothing at the end of it.
Now let's speak briefly about dignity as we conclude this. How does dignity, the dignity of someone, keep him in the table with the successful people?
Well, if there's something I always say, it's good that you brought up the topic. Humility and dignity goes a long way. While you are at the table with great people, let me tell you a funny thing. I've been in a table with great minds, where it's here is the HR Safaricom, sijui kuna CEO Pulse Live, then there's another lady this side. Then wewe ujui utafanya nini. You don't know, ujui uanze wapi, unaona?
Yeah.
But you don't be too humble or too dignified.
Yeah.
And hadi watu wakusahau that you are in the table, because you can be too humble and too dignified hadi hawa say wasahau that
kuna mtu
na mseka alikuwa hapo. No. So you need to speak, but in a more dignified way where it's respectful. You listen, but then you respond also. Yeah. But not that you umeenda hapo, you are too holy, you are too humble, nini. People will forget you, and that's one of the things I learned from my current boss, Allan. If you go to the table with people, be humble, tulia, but don't be too humble until we assume your humbleness for weakness. Don't confuse it, because some people will confuse you being humble that this guy is weak because he's so quiet. No, there needs to be also a limit to that.
Wow. Actually, this is a very long topic that we can't complete today, and I'm looking forward to having the second part with you so that we get more questions, because these are questions that people have been telling me, hey Derek, tunaona tulikuwa na Allan hapa saya tumuoni, how did they get there? So basically I wanted to get first of all an introduction on making networks. So we organized for the second part of this so that even if it will be a live audience asking questions, wapate majibu zao juu some questions are kinda really tough to respond to. Before you conclude, maybe what's your last message to young people outside there, both let's say between the age of 15 to the age of 25? The peer pressure on social media, unaenda TikTok unaona msee amepost na V8, unajua vile alipata, unajua dika amehaya. The peer pressure that comes, msee anaamua kuingia forex and invest fees. Maybe you can also talk briefly about the online trading thing. Msee anaingia binary ananunua bot ya 50k, anaoshwa depression. And also, what is your message literally to young people who are really trying it hard to make it in life?
Run with your pace. Run with your pace. Go with your flow. You know, peer pressure, at some point I was also, it's something that every youth has to go through, peer pressure. At some point it was a lot on me. The online trading and everything, people make money from it, but tu venye nimesema, run with your pace. It takes time. The same, right now, mimi kama Allan, naweza kuwa sina gari. Wewe kama Mavali, kwa na gari and everything. Time ya, we are both 23 or 24, 25, your time is not my time. Time yangu inaweza kuja like 10 years from now. Wewe time yako maybe imekuja kama uko 15. Kila mtu ako na pace yake. Na kitu mimi husema, God ako na plan ya kila msee. God has a plan for each and every person. So pressure ya wase wengine, sijui magari bigi nini, we tulia. Run with your pace, work. And if there's something I always tell my vijana, work. Fanya kazi. If you have the opportunity to work, don't mess it up. Work. Do your level best. There's somebody out there who is seeing whatever it is that you're doing. Me just working imefanya nime achieve vitu zingine kadhaa sana. Just working and being you and being humble and running in your own pace, it goes a long way.
Now as you have been told, you have just to stick on your lane. When your time comes, the doors will open. But always be on the corridor knocking on each and every door. When the time comes, the right one will open, even if the wrong one opened before the right one opened. It was our time from the King's Lounge. Thank you very much, Allan.
Thank you.
It is the second time I'm having him on the desk, so all the questions you'll have, I'll ask him to come back and respond to them, and any topic you want him to address, also just reach out. I was your host for Day Mavali, Derek, and it was my time. Have a lovely day.